Okay, so today we're gonna be, again, like I said, we're gonna be preparing for the next lab that's coming up. So we're gonna go over the type of problem that you'll have, I guess the objective for the next lab. So let's take a look at this question. I want you guys to read it along while I'm reading out loud because it'll kind of give you a general outline of what the point of these problems are. So in this problem, you're running a reaction where aqueous, which means dissolved in water, this chemical right here, CaClO32 decomposes. Okay. However, aqueous CaClO32 can decompose in two different ways shown in the reactions below. So down here, we got two chemical reactions. And what this problem is telling us is that this chemical here, if you notice, it's the same chemical that you're starting with. It can break down in two different ways. It can either break down to CaCl2 and O2 or these three compounds right here. And the point of these problems and the point of the next lab is for you guys to figure out which one of these reactions actually ends up happening when you guys do the experiment, okay? So we're just gonna be doing the math portion today and I'll show you guys how to do it. But in the lab, I'm gonna give you a compound. You're gonna break it down. You don't know which of the reactions is gonna happen, but using stoichiometry, you'll be able to figure out which one actually happened. Yeah, good question. Oh, no, I'll tell you guys what to write down. Okay, so this problem is telling us that you're gonna start with 10 grams of aqueous CaClO32. So make sure you guys write this part down. This is going to be your starting number right here, okay? So make sure you write this part down. Okay, your starting number is going to be 10 grams of aqueous CaClO32. This is your starting number. And then it tells you after you use this compound, you break it down, you're going to end up with 10 grams of solid product, okay? And so it's kind of different from what we've been doing where we're trying to find the end point. Here, it gives you the correct end point. And you got to figure out which one of these two reactions is going to create 2 grams of solid products. That's the key word, solid, okay? All right, any questions so far? Pretty straightforward? Okay. Okay, so just to give you kind of a heads up, you're going to be doing stoichiometry 2 times, but then your ending is going to be different depending on what reaction you're doing. So let's start with reaction number 1. Your starting number is 10 grams of aqueous, means dissolved in water. We know it's AQ, of CaClO32. Okay, that's our starting number for reaction 1. It's just what's in the problem, what you're running the reaction with. Alrighty, and then same thing as normal, we're just doing regular Stoich. You're gonna set up 3 fractions. And at the tops of the fractions, you're just gonna do gamma-maga, okay? So at this point, you should be pretty comfortable doing stoichiometry. We've been doing it for like 3 months now. And if you're not, it's okay. But try to catch up because I told you guys, if you don't get Stoich, I'll see you next year, okay? All right. And I know that none of you want to see me again next year, and neither do I. Do you? Thank you. I don't really want to see you next year. I need you to graduate and become a productive member of society. I think so. Yeah. You just got to work hard. Aw. Okay. So we start with this, and then let's set up gamma-maga. So we have 10 grams. So g, grams, m, moles, moles, and grams. Okay. And then we know the tops of the first 2 fractions have to be about the same chemical. So this is going to be about CaClO32. Okay. And then we know the ends of the last 2 fractions have to be about the same chemical as well. Okay, now it tells us that what we want to end up with is 2 grams of solid product. Now, we know that products are the chemicals that are on the right side of the equation, right? So we're going to look at the right side of the equation. Which one of these is the solid product? Yeah, CaCl2, because there's an S next to it. This is a gas. That's why there's a G next to it. And so the chemical we're looking for here is CaCl2. And so we're going to end the problem with CaCl2. And that's pretty much it. From there, it's just regular stoichiometry. We just need to plug in our numbers. And so that's how you figure out what you're looking for in reaction 1. It tells us we have solid product. And so we're going to look for the one with solid. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys about 2 minutes. I want you guys to fill out this fraction and see if you can get the right answer for this stoichiometry problem. We're going to have to do it one more time, and I'll help you guys set up the second one. But I want you guys to at least work with someone next to you if you're a little bit confused. But I want you to plug in all the numbers to do the stoichiometry. Just a heads up, I did the molar masses for you. They're up here just to save you a little bit of time. I know, so kind, right? Mr. O grew a heart over the weekend. Okay, so molar masses are up here, and you can use those to plug into the fractions here. And it's balanced. Dude, I'm doing so much for you guys today. It's unlike me. Who is this? All right, so take about 2 minutes. Try to solve out this Stoich problem, and then we'll go over it together. Okay, so let's go over the answer. So I'm just going to plug everything in very quickly. So we got grams on the top here. So we're going to put grams of CaClO32 on the bottom. First fraction, numbers come from the molar mass. I gave you the numbers. Molar mass is going to be 207. So we're going to put 207 on the bottom and 1 mole on the top. That's going to let us cancel out grams. I'm going to put moles of CaClO32 on the bottom. Second fraction, the numbers come from the balanced equation. The numbers in front of those compounds are both 1 and 1, since there's no number in front of either of them. And that's going to let us cancel out the moles. And then last but not least, we're going to put moles of CaCl2 on the bottom. We're going to get the numbers from the molar mass. It tells us the molar mass of CaCl2 is 110.9. So we're going to put 110.9 on the top and 1 on the bottom. There you go, guys. That's going to be your setup for the stoichiometry. So again, nothing new. I even made it easier for you because I balanced and did the molar mass. I don't think I've done both for you ever. So happy birthday. We're going to plug it in now. Start with 10, divide by the numbers on the bottom, and multiply the numbers on the top. So you should do 10 divided by 207 times 110.9. Should get a final answer of 5.357. It's going to be 5.357 grams of CaCl2. That's your answer for this problem. Okay, any questions about that? You guys chilling? Okay, now we're not done yet, because if you look at this problem, it tells us that CaClO32 can break down into different compounds. It could either do this reaction right here, or it can do this reaction down here. And so what we have to do is figure out how much solid product will be made in the second reaction. That way we can compare the two numbers and see which one is closer to 2. So we're going to do it all over again with the same starting number, 10 grams of CaClO32. You're going to set up 3 fractions, same thing as before as for the stoichiometry, and then try to find the solid product that's going to be made in this reaction. So here, the solid product is solid calcium. So I'm going to give you guys 3 minutes. See if you guys can plug that in, get the correct answer. And I want you guys to figure out, jot it down on your paper, is reaction 1 correct or is reaction 2 correct based on the numbers that you calculate. So I'll give you guys 3 minutes to try to solve that out. Same system as last time, do Gamamaga on the top, stoichiometry. And after 3 minutes, we'll double check, make sure we all got the right answer, and I'll get you guys started on your assignment. Okay. Okay. So same thing as normal. We're just gonna plug in what we got into this fraction, into these fractions. We're gonna put grams on the bottom, and if you guys notice, this fraction is exactly the same one that we have up here. So we're gonna use the same molar mass, 1 on the top, 207 on the bottom. That's gonna allow us to cancel out the grams. Okay, we're gonna put moles of CaClO3 on the bottom. There's no number in front of it, so it's going to be 1. There's no number in front of the solid, so it's going to be 1. Okay, so pretty simple. And then lastly, we're going to put moles of Ca on the bottom. I didn't give you the molar mass of this, but you can just go on the periodic table. Don't really need to do any math. It's going to be 40.08. You can even round that down to 40 if you want. And then 1. And then the moles will cancel out. And there you go. You have your setup. You just need to plug that into your calculator, and then you're all done. Okay. But before we do that, any questions on where we got our numbers from? Chilling? Okay. Okay, so same thing as before. Multiply the tops, divide the bottom. So 10 divided by 207 times 40. That'll give us a final answer of 1.932 grams of calcium. Okay. So all this information, what it's telling us is that this compound right here can break down into either 5.357 grams of CaCl2, or it could break down into 1.932 grams of Ca. So if we end up with 2 grams of solid product, which one do you think actually happened? Yeah, the second one, the Ca, because the number is closer. So the correct answer to this problem is reaction 2 is the one that took place, okay? So this took place. And that's it. Okay, that's going to be your assignment for today. I think there's 2 questions like this, so not too bad. 4 Stoich problems. And then the lab that we're going to be doing next is going to be similar to this concept. Yeah. No, you're good. Number 2 takes place because do you see the numbers that we got? We got 5.4 grams of solid product or 1.9, and 1.9 is closer. So whichever number is closer to what the problem tells us you end up with, that's going to be the correct value. Okay, good question. Yeah. Yeah, if there's no numbers in front of it, you got to assume that you're going to balance it. All right. All righty, guys. I'll give you the rest of the class period to work on that assignment. And yeah, good luck. Let me know if you guys have any questions or if you want to check your answers.